I wanted to do the not like this, but with a more like Spanish-esque twang to it, you know? That's a twofer! Shabba! That's a highlight reel. Let's see that in an instant replay. God, and as you can see here, Brown's wasting no time with the defensive cover. Waits for the two offensive policemen to come round. 6.4, Shazbot. That's a twofer for the Duchess. Back to you in the studio.
Mate, what's Reservoir Dogs? Bloody Days, though. Not the movie.
Film. Oh, right.
Not the
Or he's
movie.
going somewhere else there, mate. Don't know, mate. It looks kind of like Hotline Miami.
Yeah, it does. It's got
Top
twin
down,
stick
yeah,
shooting.
top down, yeah, twin sticks or curse and mouse kind of combo. But it's got an interesting mechanic that they're pushing, where they've got the rewind, fast forward mechanic, a la film. So don't know too much about it. We saw it. We like Reservoir Dogs. We like Hotline Miami. We
Who
thought,
doesn't like Reservoir
fuck
Dogs?
it, idiots, mate.
Do you know what I mean? When Bruce Willis and Mia.
Quality film.
Select character.
Matey, take me through it. Reservoir Dogs, Bloody Days.
You're gonna bark, little dog, or am I gonna get that reference wrong?
References now. You full of them?
I'm hyped. It filled the itch, mate. It filled the itch. It's such a good film, and I'm glad, as we're gonna find out, the game was pretty good as well.
Yeah, pretty good. So, what are you doing? What's the story here?
So the story for the game, mate, is there's no really set campaign. It's just, it kind of gave the feeling that it's the first time the professionals, inverted commas, are meeting. A couple of them know each other.
Retconning from the film. Just
Kind
so you can
of,
use the
yeah.
characters.
Kind of from the film. So they're meeting each other for the first time while they're doing heists around the city. That's basically the story. You're just doing heists around the city. Big Joe.
Do they use the... Oh, so it is for Big Joe.
Yeah.
This is from the movie. But are they using the names, the real life names, or are they using the ones from the movie Job? Because those were given to them in the movie.
Blue, black, blonde,
they are using the names that get
polka
given
dot.
by Joe.
Yes,
Okay,
mate, they are.
okay.
They are.
So there's no real story then?
No real story,
Any
pal.
independent chapters, or what we're talking about?
Yes, it's basically you got a city map, and then obviously you do a job, you earn money, and then you've got to spend the money to unlock the next job, which is fine because you've got ample money to do so. You can obviously tell by the map that the jobs that cost more are obviously harder in difficulty as well. So there's variations of that. I mean, you can go like there's docks, there's banks, there's federal buildings, there's cafes,
So
there's
there's plenty to
diners.
do.
Absolute quality amount of variation, which is a textbook segue to the gameplay. Loved it.
I loved it. So
Loved
it's that
it.
twin stick shooter, Hotline Miami style is kind of what it's known for, although it did exist long before that.
It
But
did. It
if you
did.
say that, people would instantly know what you're
Yeah,
talking
these are
about.
kind of, I mean, Hotline Miami, it's been out before Hotline Miami, but that's kind of started the trend, and it's quite common and popular at the minute for the dual stick kind of top-down
But it's
play.
not a copy.
It's no, it's not a copy. It stays clear. I mean, it's not pixelated graphics like so many rip-offs were.
Yes, they were.
And it's not just a skin of a top-down dual stick with the Reservoir Dogs feel on it. The ambience, the setting, the graphics, the character back and forward, and even the soundtrack, even though it's a royalty-free soundtrack, is all very a la Reservoir Dogs.
Yeah, that's cool.
Very cool. Now, they pushed a lot in the trailers, in every trailer, the rewind mechanic.
Yeah, we thought Prince of Persia. Or something
We
like
did.
that.
I also thought it's going to be very gimmicky and possibly very annoying, but I didn't know fully what it is. We assumed that it's going to be, I fucked that up, I'll rewind it slightly,
Yeah,
do
exactly.
it differently.
When someone says to me in any game, rewind mechanic, you instantly think you move forward. Oh,
Yeah.
God, rewind, and then you know to go a different path.
Yeah, but the rewind mechanic in this game is you will start off with at least two people. You'll always have a leader, which is usually set by the game, and you'll have one of the other professionals follow you. The leader basically sets the pace. As soon as you control the leader, a stopwatch starts.
Right.
This has no limit to it. It's just, it'll follow your path with the stopwatch. Say, like, if, for example, two guys in a building with 5 criminals. Or, well, 5 police.
Yeah.
I went around the building, killed the 5 police in whatever method I did that in 40 seconds. I'll then hit rewind, and it will go to the second character, and the leader will go through that path exactly as I've just done it, while the second character can then be controlled to either A, intervene with what I'm doing, help if I get shot in a certain point.
So what it is then is a real interesting twist on being turn-based combat.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah, so it's like in XCOM where you get your whole turn to set everybody up and then you unleash everybody to do everything.
Yep.
But in this one, you're actually controlling everybody individually
Yep.
and then saying, like, go, and then initiate.
Yeah, it's a very interesting mechanic. It was frustrating at first for me because I kept calling it the butterfly effect and people were triggered. But the ripples that you can create from doing this, for example, using that example again with the 5 police guys, if 3 of them were down and I picked up a shotgun, and carried on shooting. If I was then controlling the second character, I maybe shot one of those guards, which changed the directional path of the other ones. My original leader will still shoot in that direction.
Oh, because he's performing the actions you already laid down. So
Bingo.
If you aggro for a game,
yes,
you aggro the guys early and move the enemies, your other guy's just going to miss everything.
He's going to miss. Also, if he runs out of ammo and I've picked up that shotgun on the second guy, he's just going to be using his fist at a ranged attack distance.
Oh, I see what you mean. So what you're saying is, in your first go with player one, for example, you midway through it ran out of ammo and picked up a shotgun and carried on firing.
Yep.
But then in the second turn, which actually exists in the same time period, you grabbed that shotgun as well for whatever reason.
So
then the other guy couldn't do that.
He ran out of ammo and then just where I'd fire the shotgun blast, he was just fist whacking.
So you really do have to remember little things, because often picking up a little gun or something along your way around is just something like, ooh, assault rifle, pick it up.
I'd say what it was a massive pro and a massive con. It wasn't just like an okay thing. Massive pro in terms of if I was doing that route and I got shot various times, then maybe on the second character I can intervene and drop those guys who shoot me before the first guy gets shot, so then I've got a larger health pool for the rest of the mission.
Like a puzzle.
Almost, it's very much like a puzzle, yeah. It's very cool. It's rewarding and massively punishing at the same time.
Yeah, very
But that's a very nice mechanic. Another thing being, all the characters have a very small but useful passive. Like, one of them can carry loot quicker, one of them can intimidate people to follow you quicker. One of them, Mr. Blonde, who's basically the psychopath, he can keep up his combo meter longer. If you kill people, obviously bigger combo, bigger points. And the points that you unlock at the end of a mission go towards like a pool where you will unlock a weapons arsenal where you can buy these weapons to start a mission with.
Oh, so you have a standard starting weapon and you're going to have to earn points through the missions to maybe start with a machine gun or something.
Exactly, but the thing is, I mean, that's very arbitrary for me because that weapon, whatever weapon you use, it expunges within seconds
what kind of
in the game.
you got?
We start off with a pistol usually. Then there's melee things like there's wrenches, bars, baseball bats. The Duchess, mate. The Duchess was taking names. And then we've got machine guns, shotguns, Uzis, assault rifles, like semi-automatic and automatic assault rifles. So you've got a nice variety as well.
Nothing crazy, but all
nothing crazy. No railguns or anything.
All one-hit kills, or is it like pistols are going to be the body armored enemies and all that you might?
There is body armored enemies. There's enemies that will obviously it uses the time-old rendition of shotguns. If you're firing from range, you're going to get tickled. If it's point blank, you or the enemy will get one shot, that kind of thing. So it's the basic mechanics of a normal kind of weapon system in a game, but it's fun, you know.
Fair enough. How was the controls then? Because that's always a bit of a... For dual sticks, they have to be bang on.
For dual sticks, they do have to be bang on. I suffered from that because it is a new release, and I'm fine with it, but there's no customization for the controls. It's WASD, and I'm a lefty, so I can't use that. You cannot. There's variations that it'll give you of presets, but you can't rebind, so I had to use the pad.
Right.
That caused me a little bit of a problem because if you play like Hotline Miami, you'll know you can literally go from one extreme straight across the other side of you like 180 degrees by cutting through the middle, whereas with a pad, if I did that with the thumbstick, it would rotate.
Yeah.
And that's crucial.
You lost precision.
Exactly. One shot kills, that's a crucial thing. So that's a bit of a downer. But in terms of the downers, there's not many in it, mate. So on the whole, the gameplay, nice variety, awesome new mechanic that I was a bit wary of, and I enjoyed the shit out of it. So, pros in short being that, the graphics were a nice change, not a Hotline Miami bandwagoner, so many movie references, and the games, it's not too short, and for the price tag, it's worth what you get.
Exactly, if you like this kind of game, you're going to have a good time.
The cons. Now, the checkpoint system where you do parts of a level can be very punishing. If I, for example, just got into a big gunfight and then I picked up a melee weapon because I used it a lot in that gunfight, went to the next area, it would save what weapons I had on me, but that next area may be I'm in the middle of a room with no cover and there are 6 shotgun guys coming in from the outside.
Oh, so
there was a part where I had to retake it. Yeah, there was a part where I had to retake it 32 times. If your leader dies, well, put it this way: the character that you are controlling, if they die, then it will rewind time so the other person can then potentially prevent it.
Oh, nice.
If the other character dies, it's a wipe, basically. It's a wipe to... Yeah, you can't rewind it. The other thing being, the rewind system sometimes bugged out. And it was horrific. There was a couple of times where I had an awesome kill streak with a shotgun, maybe like 10 to 12 guards, and then I'd rewind it because you've got to do that to move the other character, and I'd keep that character still, exactly as it was, while the events were happening, But for some reason, something would change in that timeline where at one point maybe he got a shotgun blast to the face on your leader, who's reenacting it, and they die and you'd wipe.
So it wasn't a perfect.
It wasn't a perfect one, but it didn't seem.
Which
it shouldn't
that's not
be.
what should
It
happen, because
exactly.
the whole mechanic is that it's a perfect replay.
Yeah,
of
I
what
kind of
happened.
feel like there was maybe twinges in the aggro due to the fact that the player controlled character is no longer the character that was moving, so they may have adjusted slightly, but it's still, I'd expect it to be as was. But other than that, though, I mean, that happened very rarely.
Yeah.
Very rarely. But on the whole, absolutely awesome game.
Super. What a nice pick out of the bunch that we
Yeah,
got.
yeah.
Excellent. Reservoir Dogs Bloody Days team.
Eat a dick.
No.
You liked it then? It's pretty decent.
Very cool, mate. Very cool. Yeah, I didn't really grasp the rewind fast forward mechanic at first, but once you understand the bonuses and consequences of messing
It looked
with it,
Prince of Persia, didn't
Yeah,
it? It looked
it
Prince
did.
of Persia, and then you figure out actually it's just a really fancy waypoint system. Because someone says it's the rewind mechanic, it's like, oh, so if I screw up, I can go back in time, like Braid or something like that. But other than that, it turned out pretty decent.
pretty decent, mate. Very nice twist, mate. And it's not just one of those generic Hotline Miami jump on the bandwagon followers.
It could have gone that way.
It could have gone that way. It's not pixel graphics, and it's not just Hotline Miami. It's its own thing. A lot of movie references. Did enjoy it.
Yeah, if you're a fan, you're probably going to like that. So if you enjoyed that video, or you're thinking of maybe just watching this one, you can check out our VOD down below. Or you can check out our previous Mates VOD, which was on Prey, where I turned into a shirt. What that leads to is us capturing the aliens and taking them up to Talos 1, our space station, for study, mate. Examination,
As you
yeah?
would.
Lift your skirt and cough.
Skirt and cough.
Yeah?
Doesn't work on chicks,
I'm a
bro.
science man. Trust me on this
my
one. I'm a
God.
science man. I know what I'm talking about.